Hey, you guys. Welcome to Junk Journal, Junk Journalers Anonymous 101, whatever. I think I need therapy. So I had this idea a couple months ago to start doing like a new sort of monthly series of journals. And so I do the monthly minis every month. I do a series of mini journals. Some of them are, smaller than others. Some are bigger than others, but relatively small, like 5 by 7-ish or smaller. Um, and that generally is, up to usually 24 of them. Um, but I thought it would be really cool to just start offering some like naked journals, because I get so many book covers. I thought it would be really cool to just bind pages into them and, just do like a set of those once a month. Um, so I decided I would just jump in and just, do that. So these are not original covers. These are printed. These are scanned from ledgers that I own, all vintage, ledger covers and stuff. But so I thought I would start with these and just kind of see how it goes and try not to make them too complicated, because the more complicated I make them, the more the price goes up. So I tried to keep these, relatively bare bones. And yeah, so I'm super happy with the way these turned out. So what happened was I um I started out with like 4 different designs, and and then I started discovering more journal covers that I had put aside. And so then I would scan that one, and then I'd have to do a few more because I wanted to do like 4 or 5 of each one. And so then I kept finding other covers and blah blah blah. One thing led to another. So I wound up with 32 of these. And some of them there's only 2 or 4, but some there's like 5 or 6. So I did these as each style is a separate listing on Etsy. Okay. That does not mean that each one is identical. It just means the covers are the same on each one. These are all, um, they're all different, right? Because they're going to have different pages and stuff, but generally, yeah, so that's how I decided to do it, was just instead of doing 32 listings, it's like, ugh. Um, anyway, so you'll see like this one has like some writing on the cover and stuff. But yeah, so I did print these on some presentation paper and then adhered it to some heavy craft cardstock, and then I lined each one with some kind of marbled paper. And actually, some of the marbled paper that I used was from my friend Haley that sent me some happy mail, and thank you for that, Haley. It's beautiful marbled paper. I will try to point out if I find one that has her paper in it. I'll tell you guys. So anyways, yeah, and then each one has on the spine, I used some book cloth or book tape. Okay, so it's like bookbinders tape, and it's really super strong tape. And so I just wanted to kind of reinforce each one on the spine. And each one, it's brown on all of them. It's the only color I have. So, well, I have some white, but I don't like it. Anyway, so they've all got marbled paper on the inside, and they're real sturdy. They're pretty sturdy, but they are like a soft cover kind of. And then I just did a row of stitching around the outside, and then each one has a large library pocket in the front and then a shorter one in the back. So then I used some of that Prima ledger paper. Wendy had shown this on one of her videos. I don't know how long ago it was, but I was lucky enough to find a pack of it on eBay. So anyways, this is not actual ledger paper. This is reproduced, but it's Prima. It's called Prima ledger paper, and they have a couple different ones, but anyway, so that's what that paper is. But then I did use some vintage ledger papers. This is from a really, really gorgeous old ledger that I have that has really nice heavy paper, and then just some like accounting paper. I put one page from that really cool dictionary that has the letters down the side in each one, and then just different grid papers, stuff like that. Some images that I just printed out and cut out. I didn't stitch them onto anything. I put some scraps from different ledger papers. So some of these are from ledgers where if you fold the pages it cracks. So in that case, what I usually do with those type of ledgers is I'll glue it onto something else, just to reinforce it, or just add scraps like this into books. So if you fold it, it might crack, just saying. And then pages from, this was one of those city guides, like a city directory, an old one. Some oh, and then this is that red margin typing paper. It's like it's not onion skin, but it's like a cotton rag paper. It's really beautiful. Some kids handwriting paper, some coffee dyed paper. I put one of these like seed envelopes in each one, and then I just put random things in these pockets. So there's no tags in these that I necessarily like collaged or anything like that. I wanted this to be very bare bones, and so these are just pieces of paper. I probably rounded the corners or something, but I just didn't want it to get super involved, because I want these to be for your expression. And so if you're just the kind of person that doesn't really want to bind books, but you love journaling and junk journaling, art journaling, smash booking, all of that stuff, and that's the kind of thing that you look for, these would be great. This is a full sheet that's printed on newsprint of some old, this is from a French bakery, and I scanned a whole bunch of pages from it. It's really beautiful. And then this is some onion skin paper. This is some more of that red margin paper. And then I just gave you like some little tags and tickets and things like that in an envelope in the center. There's some more images in here. So yeah, so these are all pretty much the same, so I used almost that whole pack of paper, and then I just cut pieces of it into tag shapes. Some more images, added a couple of guest checks in each one. And yeah, one of them's folded. So yeah, so that's what's in each one. There's approximately 100 writing surfaces, or surfaces, if you count like the back of the pocket pages and stuff too. Okay, and there's some like repair tags, and there's some ephemera that I just included, just so you could use it for collage or whatever. And then I had some avocado dyed cardstock that I just cut into some tag shapes and slip those in. Little card from a password game, things like that. So, and then I did a ball chain closure on each one with, I did my little kind of like, handmade hitch post. So it's done with an eyelet and a brad, like a large paper. It's done with one of these old, these guys, okay, like a kind of larger, like brad, and then a big eyelet, okay, that I didn't crimp. So I have a video showing how I did that way back, and it's a pretty bad video, but it gets the point across. I'm just like way too detailed. Anyway, so yeah, so there's like a hitch post closure with a piece of ball chain, and then and this is the Tim Holtz ball chain. So if you get one of these and you want your chain to be longer, if you have some of that ball chain, you could always add an extension on this if you wanted to, or you could cut this shorter if you needed to. But and then I've been doing just my little kind of like for my new stamps, I've been making little charms, so that just sort of like brands my journal, you know. And then I wanted to add at least something for a charm, and so I just pulled out some faceted glass beads that I felt were kind of vintagey with some like bronze chain and then a charm or something, and then added one of those wide eyelets and a big jump ring. And this ball chain is onto a jump ring also. So if you ever want to do that ball chain thing on, you know, for a closure on your journals, I like to do it with a jump ring because it makes the ball chain lay flat if you have it hooked onto that ring. You know, if you just string the ball chain through the eyelet on the other side, it has to twist in the center in order to attach right there. So just a little snippet, you know. So yeah, so there's actually 8 different designs, and I tried to pull at least one or two of each design, and so you guys could see. So this one, there's gray and beige, and this is because these I printed on my inkjet printer, and these I printed on the laser printer. So this just shows you that you can get a really significant difference just in the type of paper you use in different printers. It's the same paper, I just used it in those 2 different printers. So there's 2 gray ones, and then there's like 4 of the beige, I think, in the shop. And then there's a couple of this cash book, and I think there's 4 of this of the day book with the red corners. I think there's 4 of those, and then there's 2 of this one that doesn't have any title on it. It's kind of green. This one was really grungy and beat up, but I just love that cover. I just thought it was really cool. And this one is like probably my favorite. I love this cover. I just love the way it's very representative of the actual like color and stuff of the book, the original book. And then this one too. I love this one. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like boho-ish, you know. It's almost like some kind of like floral type of you know, pattern on there. And then there's a couple that are just this style that just says journal on the front. And then 2 of the cash book. And then this one is really cool too. I love this one. I love all of them. I just think they're neat. Those look like peppermint candies, don't they? Anyway, so yeah, so there's 8 different designs. I think there's 9 listings though, because I did the gray and the beige of this particular one as 2 separate listings. You know, like I said, they're all going to be slightly different on the inside because they might have different marbled papers and stuff like that. But see what I mean? How it twists? Yeah, there. Keep it straight. I'm trying to find one that has Haley's marbled paper in it. So pretty. She does a really good job. It's like it's very neutral. Yeah, I can't find one. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Yeah, this is Haley's marbled paper inside. So isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. And so that's why I used the shorter pocket actually in the back, because I didn't want to be covering up all of that marbled paper. But isn't that gorgeous? I love it, Haley. You could send me marbled paper Happy Mail anytime. I'm just saying. All right. So these are the larger ones. And then, well, this is kind of how this whole thing started, was I was actually doing my monthly minis. So these are not my monthly minis. These are my monthly naked journals. Okay. These are the monthly minis. Whoa. Whoa. Sorry, guys. They almost just all fell right on the floor. So yeah, they're the same, but they're teeny. Aren't they cute? I love them. They're just so cute. I decided to keep a couple of them to keep in my purse. So yeah, look at that. So these are just a little bit different. I did these little charms with those. I need to go get some more of these. But these are like those little blank bezels. Um, like, excuse me. Well, this one has paint on it, but it's just those little blank silver bezels with the little loop at the top, right? And then I just found buttons that that fit in each one, like, and just glued them in there with triple thick. So each one has a little button charm, and then a little mini 2 silver oranges, little charm, and then these have the string closures. Okay, so this is on heavy cardstock also. It's the same paper. I didn't do the book tape on the spines on all of these. On some of them I did, and then I decided I didn't really need to. And then, you know, it's basically the same types of papers inside. Little pieces of ledger, some of that ledger scrapbook paper, and, you know, little ledger pages, some coffee dyed papers. And then these each have a little envelope in the center also with different little goodies in there. Okay. So these are semi-blank also, semi-naked also. But yeah, so these are the monthly minis, and I love these. I just love the way they turned out. So did the little paper charm on there. And I always leave this, you know, the string long, and I usually bind my journals with that on the outside just because I like the way it looks. So you could, you know, if you had nimble fingers, you could probably add some charms on there. So yeah, so these are the see, this is another one where I printed one on one printer and the other on the other printer. See, this one is actually kind of green. Yeah, it's the same scan, same image, just printed on 2 different printers with the same paper. So here's another example of that. So, and I did that on purpose. Like, I thought that was kind of cool, you know? So it didn't work on all of them, but some of them it did. See? So without having to edit the image or anything, I was, you know, basically kind of expanding the possibilities. So, oh yeah, see, here's the day book. So it makes it look like 2 different images. But anyway, so yeah, so these are the monthly minis. There are, I believe, 20 of these in the shop, and all the listings are active right now. So I know some people say they really wish that I would give a specific time that I'm going to list things, but the way I look at it is that if you follow me on Etsy and, you know, you look at your notifications from Etsy on shops that you favorited, then you'll get a notification when I make a listing. And that kind of gives you a little bit of a jump because I usually do that before I make the video, usually like an hour or so before I make the video. So that just kind of gives you an idea. And plus, I make a ton of journals, you know, so yeah. All right. And then just a little bit of business real quick. I got all the books shipped except for like 1 or 2 orders where I hadn't gotten payment yet. So all the books are shipped from the book sale. All of the other journals are shipped and on the way to you. Some of you guys might even have them already. I'm working on the lap book kit. I ran out of the little small envelopes, so I got to run and grab some of those today. And I'm going to the bookstore today too, so I'll probably be doing another book sale towards the end of this month. And then as far as the lap book, the little abbreviated lap book video series, I will be working on part 4 of that today, later on today, when I get back from the bookstore. So I've had a few emails, people asking, when are you going to do part 4? Well, I was trying to get these done, and so I just was really focused on doing that. And I've actually been sleeping at night. So, you know, I think that's a good thing. And then I do have my grandson 3 days a week too. So that kind of, you know, there's certain things that I can and can't do when he's here, because he's almost like, he's a year and a half now. So he's getting big and bad. Okay. Anyway, so go grab one of these, you guys. They're all free shipping in the US. Well, shipping included in the US, but they're only about 8 ounces. So they're not super expensive to ship offshore either. And yeah, so there's tons of them. And also there's 2 of the like farmhouse, like soft cover pamphlet journals that I made, I don't know, 6-8 months ago. There's still 2 of those in the shop if anybody's interested in looking at those. And I reduced the prices on those too, so considerably. So go check those out too. And then there's also still, I think, 3 of the ring bound book house journals that I did a few weeks back. So, and then next, naked journals are probably going to be Reader's Digests, because I've got about 100 Reader's Digest covers that I want to use. So, okay, guys, love you. Talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.